Hello, my name is Pauline Barnfather from I Create Craft. Today I'm coming to you with this lovely Trifold Mother's Day card. When it's up, I'll just show you so you can look down and see the way the fold goes. We are going to be using the Dressed to Impress stamp set, and I've also got the beautiful 6x6 DSP pattern paper. And I'm just going to run through to show you. There's lots of beautiful floral patterns. All these lovely flowers. And then we've got the shoes and handbags. And then we move on to the makeup with our lipsticks and lip glosses, makeup, and then we have perfume bottles, and these can be cut out obviously for doing different card styles. And then we have just plain colours with stripes and spots. So there is a huge selection of papers there that can be used for many different occasions. And I'm also going to be sending you thoughts, which is one of the celebration stamps, because I've made this one as a happy birthday, but I'm going to make my next card that I'm going to be doing with you today as a birthday card. So on this one as well, I stamped this "Thank you for being you," and that's actually from the Morning Star stamp set. And then the Happy Mother's Day comes from the Dressed to Impress. But as I say, for this version that I'm going to be doing with you, I'm going to be using the Happy Birthday and this Another Sensational Year of You. I'm still going to be stamping the flowers, and these flowers are in the Dressed to Impress. And I'm also going to use the dies that go with that set to cut out those flowers. So no fussy cutting, which is always a good thing. So I'm using Blackberry Bliss today with my card because I'm picking up the colours from this beautiful flower here. So we're going to stick with the Blackberry Bliss. So what we need to do is we start with a piece of card that is 4 by 11 1/4 inches. Okay, and I'm going to get my scoreboard, and we are going to score on the long side. We're going to score at 3 3/4 and 7 1/2. Now, I'm hoping that you're going to be able to see the score marks on this piece of paper. I have got a Blackberry Bliss piece that's all scored out as well, but hopefully for the ease of actually seeing the lines, I'm using this piece of Petal Pink. So what we're going to do now is at the 2-inch mark, we're going to score down just to 1 inch. Now I know it's a little bit tricky, but what you can do is you can get a ruler or a piece of card or something that you can use. So I'm going to just pop that at the 1 inch and score down from the 2-inch mark. And then I'm going to do the same at the 5 1/2 inch mark. Okay, and then I'm just going to flip it over, and I'm going to do exactly the same. So I'm going to score down from the 2-inch mark just to meet up with the 1 inch score line here, and again on the 5 1/2 inch. Okay, and then I'm going to turn it round, and what I need to do is I need to make these two marks meet. Let's just move that up a little bit so you can see. So you could again pop a little bit of card in so that you can gauge roughly where the 1 inch score line is. So if I just feel there, I'm going to come down so that I'm matching my 2-inch and my 5 1/2 inch mark up. And then I'm going to turn it round, flip it over, and I'm going to do exactly the same on the other side. Okay, so now you can see that I have got this, it's like a little stick man really. So he's got two arms saying yay, and his two legs going down there, and then we've got that score line there just going straight through the middle. So these are going to be our cut out bits, and this is the end panel. Okay, so what we're going to do is we're going to fold this like that on that score line, and then we're going to get a pair of scissors, and we're just going to cut along that score until it meets the score line that's coming downwards. Okay, like so, and we're going to do exactly the same on the other side. So we're going to cut along, there we go, just till it meets that score line. There we are. And then if I open that up, what will happen is these two will go backwards and this one is going to come forwards. Okay, and now I can fold my card, and that will give me that tri-folded shape. So you've got a piece of Whisper White on your end panel here for your sentiment, and that is 3 3/4 by 3 1/2. And then we've got a strip that we're just going to add, which is 1 inch by 3 3/4 inches. Then we have got two pieces of pattern paper, and they are 1 3/4 by 3 3/4. And then we have got 4 pieces, these little bits here, and they are 1 1/2 by 3/4 inch. And then your two panels in the middle here are, they're cardstock, and they're 1 3/4 by 1 1/2. So now we have our card base ready. I'm going to start getting our layers. So first of all, we've got our piece of Whisper White that we're going to pop on the end here with our little strip. So I'm just going to stamp this. So pop that to one side. Now I'm not going to stick this down first, just in case I make a blooper on the stamping. So I'm going to get my Blackberry Bliss ink with my Happy Birthday stamp from the Sending You Thoughts, which is a celebration stamp set. I'm going to stamp up, and I'm going to just stamp that Happy Birthday just there. Perfect. Move that out of the way. So now I can happily glue this little strip then on to that piece of Whisper White. Okay, just pop that on there. And then I can glue that onto my end panel. I always have to say a dot is a lot when we come to use Tombow glue. So there we go. You don't really need an awful lot. So that's that one glued in place. And then obviously that's going to close over like that, and that'll be covered up. So then with our other layers, we've got our two larger panels, and they're going to go there and there. So let's just pop those on. And just be aware that you'll want them to match up with this panel here. So try and just keep that all flowing nicely. So that's centered in that one, and then I'm going to do the Tombow on this one. and that's going to glue on this end panel here. Basically, I've glued the 4 panels top and bottom here, and I've stamped from the Sending You Thoughts stamp set Another Sensational Year of You, because I thought that kind of went with the happy birthday. That's the card nearly finished. So the only thing that we've got left to do is we're going to stamp some flowers, and we'll pop those on this panel here. So I've just got a little 2.5 inch by 2 1/4 piece of scrap Whisper White, and I have popped the 2 stamps just onto the 1 block, and we're going to just stamp those. And once we've stamped those, we're going to die cut them. And once again, here are 2 that I have prepared earlier. And then I'm going to just use a blender pen and just lightly pull the ink from the Blackberry Bliss and just colour those images. The blender pen has a special clear fluid inside, and it just will grab that ink, and I shall do exactly the same on this other one. So just again pull in the ink from the stamped image, and because this is just standard Whisper White card, you don't want to play with it for too much or you will lift the paper. Then once you've finished, you can just scribble that clear, and then if you like, you can get your garden green ink, and there's just in the lid, leave that for a second so you can see, I can just lift the ink from the lid there and just colour the leaves. Like so, and the same on that one. Pop that shut. And as usual, I don't have my bone folder to hand, so we're just going to use the blender pen to give that a little bit of shape on there, and a little bit of shape on that one. And then I am going to glue that in place there, like so. So just center that. That's easy. Okay. So I'm going to glue one flat, and then I'm going to put foam dimensionals on the other one. So glue that one flat, and then we've got one that I've raised, and then we can finish that off with just some little pearls. And that would be the finished card. So that will be popped in the post, and the perfect thing is that it folds completely flat to go in an envelope for posting.